Hi everyone. Today I wanted to give you a short little video on multiplying with our decimals and powers of 10. I did one video on exponents, but it was more of multiplying by 10 and 100 and 1,000 and 10,000 and how you move that decimal point to the right because your answers, your product is getting larger. Well, the worksheet you're going to do today, page 282, I'm going to do 3 problems in the first section and I'm going to do 3 problems in the second section, just so that you can understand that even though we're doing powers of 10 still, you're going to see a decimal point. So this is, the very first problem is 106 times 100th. So you're going to notice 100th is a fraction. When we multiplied with fractions back, I think in unit 5, we realized that when you multiply by that fraction, your answer gets smaller. So when you multiply by a fraction or that decimal that's less than 1, your answer is actually now going to get smaller. So when I have 106 times 100th, it's like saying 100th of 106, a part of 106. So I need to get smaller. How you get smaller is I'm looking at 100th. I have 2 zeros. That means my place value is going to get smaller by 2 places. So what I do is I put my decimal point in and I have to get smaller by 2. So that means I move to the left 1, 2. So my answer is 1 and 600ths. I got smaller by 2 place values. The next one, 47 times 100th. So again, I'm thinking that this is 100th. Multiplying by a fraction, I'm getting smaller by 2 places. So I have to put my decimal point in, and I have to make it smaller by 2, which means you move it to the left 2 times. So my answer is 4700ths. You're noticing my numbers are not changing. I still have 106 in my answer. I still have 4 and a 7 in my answer. I'm not changing the numbers, I'm just changing the place value. So the last one that I'm going to do in this first row is 3 times 100th. And now I'm going to get smaller by 2 places. So I add in my decimal point and I'm going to move it over once, twice. But you're going to notice I now have that empty space. We have learned that you put zeros in that empty space. So my answer is 300ths. So the next few problems in that section are going to be just like that. Look at the patterns. When you're multiplying by 100th, you're getting smaller by 2 places. So now when I go over to my second section, I'm going to do the first 3 problems and you're multiplying by a 10th. Again, a 10th is smaller than 1 whole, so you're getting smaller as your answer. So I have 1/10. I only have 1 0 in a 10, so that means I'm getting smaller by 1 place value now. So if I have 452 times 1/10, how many 1/10ths? You're thinking 1/10 of 452. So I'm putting my decimal point in, and I'm going to move it to the left 1 spot. So my answer becomes 45 and 2/10. I got smaller by 1 place value. Here I have 302 times 1/10. Again, you're thinking you're multiplying by a fraction. So you're getting smaller by 1 place value. Add your decimal point, move it in 1 place to the left, getting smaller. So my answer is 30 and 2/10. Last practice, 64 times 1/10. Again, this is a fraction. You have to think decimals and fractions. They're equivalent. We're going to get smaller by 1 place value. Add in your decimal point, and you will get smaller by 1 place. So we have 6 and 4 Hope this helps for page 282. I just want to make sure that you're understanding that when you have that decimal, you're still doing powers of 10, so it's still looking at patterns, but you're getting smaller now. When you multiply by 10, 100, and 1,000, and 10,000 and a million, you're going to get bigger by that many places. When you're multiplying by that decimal point, you have to get smaller by that many places. So I hope that helps, and see you soon.